welcome to the MCFC 9320 PUBcast. And tonight I'm joined by Paddy and Stan. And Andy might show his face depending on what time he's back, but who knows? And a big welcome to everybody in the chat. So we've just finished another 3 points. What's everyone's thoughts on it? We'll start with you, Paddy.
It goes back to the old cliche: football's a game of two halves, isn't it? The first half, I don't think they had a shot on goal. Second half, they came at us a bit more. It dodged the first 10 minutes of that second half, but never really under threat. I thought the ref was a bit biased, to be honest with you. I thought the ref gave them a hell of a lot of stuff, and he give everything against us and give very little against them. And one of the biggest examples for that for me was Nico already getting booked for time wasting with throwing when the Brentford players were allowed to, which I didn't think. I thought that was against the law.
I didn't think that was the rule anymore. I thought they weren't allowed towels.
So how can you get a towel, dry a ball, and have a throw in and not be booked for time wasting the way Nico already was booked?
Exactly.
And I don't get it.
Stan, we can't. Oh, hang on, Stan. Try again.
And then about giving 10 yards so that they can get the ball further into the box. They're about 10 yards further down the pitch as well.
Yeah, that was the other thing. And even Pep was pointing that out, the throw-in.
He did the little pet dance, didn't he? With about 10 minutes to go. He was sick of it.
Well, he stood on the touchline exactly where the ball went out when the player was 10 yards further down the line. Yeah. The referee was frustrating today. I don't think he could give a decent decision.
But you know what? I seen a game, I think it was last weekend, when the referee actually went over and took the towel off a player and threw it behind the thing. Can't think what game it was. He actually took the goalkeeper's towel out of the net and went over. They tried the ball, they threw it in, and the ref ran across, took the towel off him, and threw it behind the goal line. And here we have today. Take your time, lads. Dry the ball as much as you would. You like a fucking hairdryer?
Yeah.
And then Nico already gets booked.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I thought he was fussy because he did a couple of bookings that their lads got. They were for fussy things as well. Nunez is, he got his yellow for not getting back behind the free kick. But then, how do you know when the ball's back in play? If he's not played if he's not whistled, if he's whistled and then he didn't move back, fair enough. But I didn't hear him point the ball was back in play to take the free kick or anything. So yeah, he was a strange one. He was a bit of a job's worth, really, wasn't he?
Yeah, but not for us, Dan. Not for us. Like, I've seen what Nunes was booked for. And I've seen that about 10 times this weekend. And your man actually kicked the ball at him directly to get him booked. He didn't give him time. It's not like he was trying to block the shot. And I see that. You can watch football for the rest of your days. You'll see that time in, time out again. And you'll never see a player booked for it. Yeah. But Nunes got booked for it.
Yeah. No, I mean, these things happen. It's not a lot you can do. What you can do. Get on with it,
you have to put it in perspective. The most important thing was the 3 points today.
Yeah.
Correct. Another clean sheet, which is also very, very good. Yeah, saying to me, mate, we all know
he did well.
We all know. Yeah, we all know we're not at the standard we're at, but we know that. That's not a discussion. But what I'm happy with is I think we're at a higher platform than we were expecting at this point. And I think we've also realised that our ceiling is going to be higher than we thought it might be when we're getting towards the end of the year, when the everything starts, points make prizes and everything else.
And on that point,
it's encouraging, very encouraging.
Like what's that? 7 unbeaten today.
Yeah.
So Arsenal equalised late on, didn't they? And Monaco equalised late on in the Champions League.
Yeah.
So that was 2 games. We were nearly 99% of the way there. Like, we've already lost against Brighton. We've lost against Spurs. And we're 3 points behind Arsenal and 2 points behind Liverpool in the league?
Yeah.
And this is all, what's that famous word?
I think we're 2 behind.
No, we're 2 behind Liverpool, Stan.
Yeah.
Behind Arsenal.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, that's right. You're right. Now, the thing is, Paddy, like Liverpool won it once and we're now told that they're in a transition year. We never had that luck, you know. We were the fittest team on the planet after winning it 4 years.
If you listen to the talk after the first 4 games, they'd already won the league and we're going to go the whole season unbeaten. So I think, you know, as with everything, we know that papers and the media get carried away with themselves and will always look to knock us down and build up Liverpool and Arsenal. Just listening to the radio today and listening to Sky Sports this morning, you know, this is the best chance Arsenal have ever had of winning the league. Well, you know, they've been second for the last, is it 3 years? Well, if they can't have won it in the last 3 years, then I don't see them winning it this year.
Tell you what, though, it did give me a smile when our women beat them.
It did me as well, Stan. A great win for the women yesterday.
Yes, Arsenal and all with that little smug rat they've got up front, and then we come back and win it.
Well, and that's something I will talk about because I saw it on a posting on Facebook. So we see the likes of Sterling leave us, go to Chelsea, score against us, celebrate and whatever.
Yeah.
But none of this pointing at the club badge. None of that.
No.
And he gets a bit of abuse for celebrating against us. So, you know, whatever. Chloe Kelly comes on the pitch as a substitute yesterday, scores a goal, and then runs in front of all the City fans, pointing at the badge on her chest. And at the time when she went, she got quite a lot of sympathy off City fans for the way she was treated. And I'm not disputing that she wasn't necessarily treated well.
I'm more than happy. I'm more than happy. She was a rat. She was a rat then, and she's a rat now.
And nothing gave me greater pleasure than our substitute scoring the winner in the 88th minute and literally going like that to Chloe Kelly. So I was delighted with City Women's win yesterday. I thought it was a great result. And puts us into second, I think, in the league now.
It does, yeah. It's split. It split Chelsea and United after they do on Friday night.
So that was, that's a side point from today's game. It
was good that we took advantage of that draw. We needed to get that win in, and they did. So anyway, back to today's game. So,
Rodri.
Paddy's looking left out.
Rodri. I feel so sorry for him, but it begs the question, and I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but I'll put it out there and you can shoot me down. The rumours in today's paper are that Real Madrid want to buy Rodri for 130 million euros.
Maybe 130 million fucking gold bars.
Well, yes. Now, I'm just wondering, because there's going to be big questions about him after this injury, and I know that it's there's no quick fix to this. There's no quick fix to him getting back to being fully match fit and able to compete on the basis that we need him to. Would anybody be tempted? Because he's only got 1 year left on his contract. And, he could go on a free. Do we cash in on him? He won't
do that.
Do we cash in on him?
No. Have you been drinking?
Well, you and Andy are asking me the exact same thing. I was, as Andy says, playing devil's advocate. It's in the paper. He's gone off again injured today. He's barely managing a half of football at the minute before having to come off with one knock or another. So I'm just asking the question. I'm not saying I want him to.
He's not going to be, after the ACL, there's a designated weakness in that right leg. No matter how much training you do, how much rehab you do, there's a designated, and they are managing him well. They're dipping him in and out. Like, he wouldn't be playing the full 90 minutes today. Anyway, I don't think. So they are managing him. And even Pep says it in the presser afterwards. Oh, why are you subbing him? Why are you not starting him? And all this kind of nonsense. Rodri, 130 million. To me, if you look at that muppet who went to Liverpool, Wirtz, they paid 130 million for him. Well, if he's 130 million, Rodri must be 330 million. And plus the fact, I think it was Stan said it a couple of months ago. Why would Rodri go to Real Madrid when he never turned up and insulted him for the Ballon d'Or?
Like I say, Paddy, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I know, yeah, but as regards Rodri, he's one of the most. He's probably one of the most principled footballers you'll ever come across. And it wouldn't bother me if Rodri was down these last 6 months of his contract, because if that happened, he'll tell the club either way, I want to wait or I want to stay or whatever. I wouldn't be worried about. So contracts mean nothing now, anyways, these days. But I couldn't. And that's just paper talk. That's the red rag media trying to, because we've gone on beaten in a few matches and we're starting to play well and we might be a threat to Arsenal, Liverpool, so they throw that old torpedo win. Rodri wants away or Real Madrid.
No, it's not that. Well, it might be partly that, Paddy, but that'll have come from Spain. Let's not forget, Real Madrid have got 2 newspapers to fill, and they've got to fill them full of shit every single day. So this has come along now, haven't they? I think they just got battered 5-2 by Athletic Madrid. Not just checking up what they did in the week. I don't think they had a particularly good game in the week. They beat that Carrot. They beat that Carrot.
League, wasn't it?
Yeah, they beat that Carrot team. So there's nothing there, but they're stinging, and they've got to be seen to do something to react to that 5-2 pumping that Atletico gave them. So they'll come out with any old crap. I mean, 130 million. If they threw in Rodrigo, Mbappe, about 3 other players, it'd only take me a little bit longer to laugh because there's more names on that list. Because if it's just been 130 million, I'd laugh straight away. But to give them a bit of respect and not laugh straight away, you'd have to put 3 or 4 names on there. It's full of shit. It's newspapers from Spain talking absolute fucking wank. Now, if that gets passed through the censor, fair play to them. But that's all it is.
I think the censor will let that one pass, Stan.
Now, the next one is, the only good thing about that is that, as Paddy said, he will have a bit of he's going to have a ropey leg, and he's going to have a ropey leg for a few more months than this. It doesn't just suddenly cure and say, right, it's a year. He's in the best hands in the business. He's going to get that sorted out. we also know that once you've been out for a while, if one part of your leg goes, something else will go because it's overcompensated for that. So it looked like it was his hamstring today. You know,
Yeah,
it didn't look like his knee. It was the back of the leg. So it might be that. The only good thing now is that he won't be going to Spain and he can spend another 2 weeks getting fit again in Manchester with our own physios rather than going there and asking some Jose Tractor from the Edges or something like, is it true you are coming to Madrid? It's like it.
Well, no, it's definitely his hamstring because during the match or towards the end of the match, he was in the subs bench and you could see it was strapped the hamstring when he was rolling instructions onto the pitch. So it is his hamstring. So you're going to get that. It's like the equivalent of taking a plaster Paris off your arm and it's broke. The muscle it's gone.
Atrophied.
And it takes a while to build that muscle back up. So that's just part and parcel for the horse.
I did my ACL about 30 years ago, and my left leg's never been as good as my right leg since. It just doesn't quite come back properly. Now you can do. Running around in circles.
If you're going to sit there and just type comments like that, come and join us. Show your face and say these kind of things. Because you get a right crack round the head the next time I see you.
Who are you talking to there?
Andy.
Oh,
but do you know what? Like, and it's easy to be critical. You think we lost the match the way I'm speaking, but we need to be that little bit more clinical in front of goal. Yes. Like we should have been 3 or 4-0 up in the first half. And absolutely. I seen the comment online. I thought, oh fuck yeah, that sounds about right. This is Brighton all over again.
Yep.
That's what it was. That's what it was. That was my fear. Foden definitely should have scored. Definitely one, if not two.
Yeah, Reinders should have scored.
Reinders should have scored. So that you're talking 3-4-0 then at that stage. So we should have been.
I think we get a little bit hypercritical about ourselves. I mean, I know every fan base does the same. You know, teams that have lost 5-0. It was only when the second goal shouldn't have counted because it was offside, and we would have come back and won that. But you tell me a team that scored more than we have this season.
I don't think there is one, Stan.
There isn't. Has anybody scored as many as we have?
No.
So we're the leading scorers in the league. We're doing what we can. And
I get that.
You know, but we're going to get games where we're going to have to go to the likes of Brentford and people like that, and we're going to have to dig out a 1-0 draw. And that, to me, is really important. It shows we can do the Champagne Charlie stuff, but we can also do the grinding and digging out.
Yes,
and they get you a lot of points over the year. Yeah, I think we should that.
But do you
me included?
Do you not think that at 1-0 or even 2-0, because of the style of play, we run a risk of getting caught out? It happened during the week against Monaco. It could easily have happened again today. And for me, that's telling me that us getting a goal early in a game isn't necessarily a good thing because we don't capitalise on it.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you another thing as well. Again, we'll criticise, and we got caught again in Monaco. But we hit the post twice. We hit the woodwork twice. You know, that last minute, it could quite easily have been 3-1, and nobody would be having these conversations. This is what I keep saying every week. Football goals are random. This is why people can miss an open goal, and yet they can bang in a 30-yard screamer out of nothing, like Vinny did a few years ago. Like anybody on the park pitch, anyone can whack out a screamer from 30 yards, and yet somebody can miss one for there. These things happen, and it's how you react to them. And I thought we did well today. I thought that that gritty side we'd seen for the first time in a while. And you're right, you're 100% right, Amber. Any team that can go 1-0 up, then 2-0 up, then 3-0 up are always going to feel a little bit more confident. But you don't. And it's knowing what to deal with it and how to deal with it when you don't go 2-0 or 3-0 up. Can you dig out? You're going to give up chances at places like Brentford. But can we do enough? Can we dig ourselves out of it? Can we do whatever needs to? Is it a last-ditch tackle? Is it a pro foul now and again? It's those little things that need to be done. And we're doing them. I mean, we've only conceded, 6? And Arsenal have conceded 3, and they're the second coming of Jesus Christ. So we've scored more than them. And we're only 3 behind them on goals conceded.
Yeah, but have you listened to Haaland's interview after that match? I don't know if you've seen it or not.
Of course he's going to say that. He's disappointed.
He says that they were well drilled to counteract what Brentford were going to do in terms of set pieces and long throw-ins. He says we were waiting for them. He says we knew exactly what we were going to do. But
Andy makes the point here about how magnificent Haaland is, even in defence now.
Yeah. That's why I put him as the man of the match. When Diaz is giving you a tap on the head and giving it, come on and all that, because you've done some good work in the defence, and you look at who the player is, and it's Ireland, you're thinking this lad is up for everything at the moment. And as he said after the match, he's on fire, isn't he? He's what was it he said? It made me laugh. I probably am in the best moment of my career at the moment. And I've got to give myself credit for being there. That's top class arrogance.
When he's hurt around, he says he was tired into the match at the start of the match. And he says, then your man started pushing me after 10 seconds. And then he says, I thought to myself, okay, let's have it.
No, it is. As Cathy said, it's 3 points. We won ugly, but hey, we're 5th. Liverpool do it and they get say, and that's how champions win things. It's like, oh, really? It's not as though we've not had 4 in the last 5 years. I'm sure we know how to do it. And we get more frustrated. Sorry, and this is the point I think you're getting at, Amory. We do get more frustrated because we know we can do it and we have done it and we've seen it. And I think sometimes we're a little bit more critical because it's like, we've done this before and it's...
I know, but Keith, if you read Keith's comment, Keith says we have current PTSD over single goal leads after last season. And
yeah, we do.
Season. And I would completely agree with that because we unless we get a second, I always feel that they're going to come and score.
Like I don't think we won one ugly today. I don't think that was we won an ugly match. Like against Arsenal, that was an ugly match. But today we dominated. They didn't have a shot in pocket on the first half. They were clean through on goal.
No, the first half, second half was a different story. We were under the cosh there.
Stan, you couldn't actually for me personally, I wouldn't put that second half into one and ugly. I don't think they had any. They definitely had a clear-cut chance when there was 1-1. We done a runner and he made a good save. But apart from that, did they really threaten our goal?
No.
There you go, Paddy. You're starting to get positive now. You're worrying me.
Give me a drink of this. We're shite, absolute shite.
Oh, there we go. I'm happy now. We're back in. We're back on the ball.
But so,
Ireland could have.
I think Haaland was unreal. And do you know what's very evident actually is Haaland and Foden becoming the senior players. They're digging players out in the pitch. They're leaders, and you can see. I hate that word. Transition from junior players into senior players. You can see it. They are going to be the Man City of the future.
Yeah, that's nice. Simon Bardowski spoken to Rodri. I'm good. I felt a little bit the hamstring, but it seems it's not that much. Fantastic. You're still not going to Spain, son.
Well,
fantastic.
and then look at the next comment. He won't join up with Spain national team, but hopes to play in the next City game, which is Everton.
Yeah.
And the good news is Grealish, who scored the winner today, cannot play against us.
Yeah.
He didn't exactly score it.
Well, he had to be there for it to hit him.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to do that. I still don't think he realised he did score, but he scored. We'll give it him. I'm not going to bash Jack. He's a simple, likable soul, isn't he?
Yes.
Well, that's great news about Rodri. It's not serious. So stay at home in sunny Manchester. Get
Yeah, I've just seen something here from Bella Mo. We blundered our way to 3 points. No thanks to Savino, who's a dud. Bella Mo mentioned something about Savino and my Wi-Fi before. And to be fair, she's got a good point about my Wi-Fi. But I think Savino, he's not a dud yet. He's a year behind Doku. He didn't rip up any trees today. There's no doubt about that. But he didn't do any howlers. He didn't, he was just a run-of-the-mill man.
That kitty gets under my skin when I hear Savino and Doku getting dug out. Because there's no. If you watch, I watch a lot of football, right? And the winger is one-on-one against the defender. You will never see that against a Man City winger. They'll have 2 or 3 on him. Unless he's Pelly, what do you want him to do? Like Jack Grealish today, there was 2 on him. What did he do? Very little. But
I know,
when Jack Grealish went to Everton, because we're playing Everton, it was one-on-one, and then the manager says, "That's Jack Grealish, two lads now, 2." What's he done?
I agree with what you're saying, Paddy, but I just think particularly this season, when I watch Doku play, and even Oscar Bob, so there was a couple of moves Oscar Bob did today that were sensational.
But what did he do?
It was but it could have led to a goal, and it was just the way he broke into the box, and he didn't just have one; he had 3 or 4 players around him, and I think Doku can do the same.
Third season.
Yeah, I'm not convinced about Savino though. I'm amazed that after 1 year, we've given him a contract extension.
Right.
To 2031.
Let me ask you this, and same the guys in the chat. What is it Savino's not doing that you feel he should be doing?
You're not going to like my answer.
Go on.
I don't think he tracks back enough.
Right.
And I know your views on that. And I don't think he's got an end product.
As a winger?
Yes.
What's his job?
To get the ball in the box.
Is he not doing that?
Not really. He passes back quite a lot.
Because how many defenders are in front of him?
2.
Have we got a Savio Grealish on our hands here?
No, I just think that, we get into a good position. And sometimes it's just a case of crossing the ball in. And he doesn't seem to do that so much, but does like to pass back. Now, that's obviously maybe what he's been told to do. And I understand that we're all about keeping hold of the ball and possession and whatever. But the reason I'm kind of questioning him at the minute is I don't understand why we've given him a contract extension after only a year with us.
We'll come back to what we always say.
There was interest from Tottenham. And Man City hierarchy blocked the move. There was a bid went in and Man City blocked it. But like, as regards to Savinho passing the ball back, how long do you want to go back? Because Morris doing that just annoy you. So they're obviously getting clear instructions. Jack Grealy's done it. Druckmann does it. Sterling does it. Sani did it. Pass back, keep possession of the ball.
But those particular players that you've just mentioned would also, when they were in a position to, try and take on the man.
Yeah, but the football pitch is only so big. He has two defenders in front of him beside the 18-yard box. He's right beside the byline. Where's he going?
Now, I get what you're saying, Paddy. I do get what you're saying, but for me, they're just... If I'd have had a choice today, in the two instances, I'd have started Doku over him, and I would have taken Savinho off over Oscar Bob. Right. But that's, like I say, that's just my opinion.
But when you zoom out a bit and you see the bigger picture and you see what's happening, our wingers have they've nowhere to go. There's 2 and 3 players in front of him. There was 3 centre backs marking Holland today. 3 of them.
I know, and you just needed to see Haaland's strength to get past him to score the goal.
But
and that's what you don't see with Savinho. Savinho goes down like a sack of shit looking for the free kick 9 times out of 10 when it's not even been a foul.
I don't know. Number one, he's very young. He's very, very young. He's in a different country. This is his 2nd season under Pep. He's playing against a low block 9 times out of 10. It's very easy to be hypercritical of someone. But then,
he's 36, Savio.
Say it again, Stan.
He's 36, Savio.
You want to get off that Sauvignon Blanc?
No. That's the other thing, Donald. I mean, I'm hearing everybody that brings up points of view on Savio. They're all fair points. I mean, it's it always comes back though to what we can't see that the club can see. If he's only got a year left of his contract, they might be thinking if we put another couple of years on his contract, it'll give us a bit of strengthening if we want to sell him next summer. There is that angle. That's not an angle that we don't look at. We are quite astute now in the transfer market. Secondly, it might say to him, okay, we're putting a little bit of confidence in you, so you break out this season and you earn your contract. We're backing you by giving you the extra couple of years. You repay us. And thirdly, he might be a very young. These are the little bits that we can never really put our finger on. Rodri, Vinny, they all seem very mature people for their age. Whereas your Jack Grealishes, possibly your Savios, one or two others, they're not very mature. And you start thinking then that maybe Savio might take a little bit longer to develop because he had a very good year in Spain for the team that isn't doing very well at the moment. So he wasn't playing for Madrid or Barcelona or a top team where he would get those chances. He had to make those chances himself. Maybe it's going to take him a little bit longer to adapt to the physical side, which is why he falls over a lot. There's an awful lot of pluses and minuses to that lad. And at the moment, I think he probably is where he is, i.e. he's not particularly great, but then again, he's not really doing anything wrong. So he's probably just a 21-year-old at the moment. and we're trying to judge him. And we can't help this as fans, because we've seen 26, 27, 28-year-olds winning titles. We don't see them. I'll bring up Mahrez, in this case, not to wind up Ambery, but the point of when we saw him at 27, 28, 29, he was great. But he was in League Two in France at 21. Edison was, I don't know where he was at 21. We don't see this, but we're seeing it with him. He's making his mistakes and developing in front of us, whereas some of these other players didn't.
Yeah, that's true. But as Kathy said, if he's old enough to have a baby, he's old enough.
Jesus,
You could have a baby at 12, like.
I was going to say, I wouldn't use that as a stick. Have you seen some of the fathers wandering around at the moment?
Yeah. No, look.
And that's the 40-year-old.
We get to see the video for 90 minutes on a green pitch. That Man City coaching, Linders, Colatori, Pep, all the backroom staff, all the tacticians, all the statisticians, they get to see the video 24/7. And the mere fact that he started that game today and Pep kept him on, it has to be doing something right.
Well, you've got that one there from Kathleen. Sorry, Ambery. If you just jump back to what Keith said, Keith has brought up another good point there. He didn't have a lot of coaching, did he, from Pep last year because of what was going on and everything else, and Pep had his own problems at home. So he might have lost 6 months of his training on the back of that. People say, oh, well, you get 300 billion a year, so you shouldn't be affected, but you do. Not a lot you can do about that. You do get affected. But again,
Foden's a prime example of that last year.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't come across as me, Foden, to be honest with you, as a particularly mature human. But he is more than mature on the pitch.
And I think, I mean, and Pep referred to it this week, didn't he? That one of the strengths of Phil over the last 12 months is the fact that he was open and he opened up to the mental struggles he was having. And I think that in this day and age, and particularly when you look at the likes of Ricky Hatton and, look at Gary Speed as an example as well.
Yeah.
These are well-known people who have got their own struggles. It proves that money doesn't make everything okay. Life can be hard no matter what position you're in. And there's no shame in talking about it and reaching out for help. And that's across the board. That's, for every single person in the chat here, Stan, Paddy, myself, Andy, when he's with us, that's the way it works. And I would like to think that if anyone was in that position, that they would talk to one of us.
But then Amory, see us as fans then, right? I know you had your keyboard warriors and all that kind of nonsense, but us as fans, I don't know how many players have come out and said that they read the stuff about what's real about them online. So, why should we have a pile on Savinho saying, oh, he's not this, he's not that, why did he get a contract?
I know, and it's difficult.
The club have seen enough.
No, but it's like I'm sitting here and I'm telling you my opinion. Yeah. Whether you agree or disagree, whether it's right or wrong, that's, I've got the right to do.
I'm fully opinions myself, but then I always remind myself, there's a reason why I'm sat here talking to you and not working for Man City.
Exactly. And what I wouldn't do, Paddy, is then go on to X or Twitter as was, or Facebook or whatever. I wouldn't then go on and attack that player or that person personally online with my thoughts or my opinion, because I've got no right to do that. They're a human being who has feelings the same way as I do, can be having a bad day the same way as I might be having a bad day. So I've got no right to do that to them as a human being. And I would say I don't have the rights to do that to any human being. And that's the difference between the keyboard warriors, which unfortunately social media as a whole has created, who think they've got this divine right, because as we say, and it's correct, we are all entitled to our opinion, but we're not all entitled to direct abuse and threats or whatever it is to these people just because in our eyes they're famous.
Well, look, football fans have always had an opinion. That's why we call this the PUBcast, because this is representative. This is the modern day version of what's been done in the pub chatting, and that's what it's all about. He was shite, that was shite. We didn't get this, we didn't get that. That's what used to happen. But like, at the end of the day, we're not privy to behind the walls of a football club. And the people behind that football club, if they give somebody a vote of confidence to either start or they finish that match, well, then we have to back them. We can have our opinions on it, but at the end of the day, if you wanted your hair cut, you wouldn't go to a mechanic. So like Pep and the team believe in Savinio, believe in them all, and they'll either start, finish, or whatever. Like Bella Mo's comment there back along, she says Oscar Bob is more talented. Well, yeah, you could say that. At the presently, you could say that. But that's why there's 11 people on that football pitch. Like Oscar Bob might be more talented than Savinio as it stands, but there's a hell of a lot more players who run that football pitch today who are more talented than Oscar Bob. That's why it's a team game. That's why we lose together, we won together, we draw together. We don't single one player out. You can turn around and say, oh, look, he's had a bad game. I don't think Savinio had a bad game. You might think he had a bad game. Might have fell over, wanted free kicks when he didn't get it. I don't see any of the rest of them doing any different. I see Druko do that a lot. I see Bernardo Silva do that a lot. Like,
no, I'm not. Like I say, I'm not disagreeing, Paddy. And as we say, it's all about opinions, and some we'll agree on, some we won't, and that's fine. But going back to your point, there's no way would I ever attack that person individually on any form of social media. I just
the other thing, Paddy.
Just 2 seconds, Stan, just to finish that point on. As regards to Savinio, right, and Oscar Bob and Druko and stuff like that, when they're faced up by 2 defenders or 3 defenders, we have a coaching staff. They're supposed to coach them players to combat that. And if they're not combating that, and the coaching staff are still playing them, well, that's down to the coaching staff. That's not down to the player. The player's a tool. The coaching staff and the masters. I want you to do that. I want you to fill that phase, run, make that run, do this, do that. So if the player's not performing on the pitch, yes, he has to assume a certain amount of responsibility, but that's down to the coaching staff. Because if he keeps him on the pitch, he's executing the plan the coaching staff want.
True.
And the other thing, Paddy,
and that goes
the 11 best players don't always make the best team.
No, you need the workers. You need the worker bees. Like if I was to say the 100 fans,
you need the piano players and the piano shifters.
You need, like, ask somebody who's the best player in the pitch today, will turn around and say Holland. Oh, he was defended, he scored a goal, he did this, he did that. I don't think Holland was the best player in the pitch today. I think it was Diaz. Who do you think, Anne-Marie?
I would say Diaz as well.
How do you think, Stan?
Haaland by a mile.
See?
You're both entitled, but you're both entitled to your incorrect opinions, aren't you? So that's how it is.
Yet again, I think we need to give special mention again to Nico O'Reilly and Nunes.
Well, I'll tell you something I seen about Nico O'Reilly today that I didn't like. He was trying fancy stuff, fancy flicks and kicks, where he should have been fucking booting it.
On the touchline.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw that and I knew you'd pick up on it. But it was just that's neither here nor there, Paddy, in the grand scheme of things.
It is when they were bearing down on our goal after he took the ball off him. It is.
But it was on the halfway line.
No, there were several times he did it near the box. Several times. But again, he's following instructions. Demi, boot it. But Pep doesn't want you booting it. Pep wants the ball. Pep's philosophy is they can't score if we have the ball.
There you go. That's a comment for you, Paddy.
Well, Bellamo, what age is Savinio, who you're slagging off?
Bellamo isn't slagging off Savinio.
She is. Go back in the comments.
We're talking about O'Reilly now. Anyway, bloke. Bellamo is a bloke.
I don't know who Bellamo was.
And Bellamo was right about me Wi-Fi.
I think we're well ahead of schedule in terms of that team. Don't forget.
Do we think the international break has come at the right time for us?
As for Rodri.
No, I don't think so. No. As for Rodri, yeah, but not. We're on a bit of a run. I feel like breaking them the City are back.
I know, but we have to look, and not that I'm asked about international football because I'm really not. But would we say, just talking about the English players, would we say that Tuchel was right not to pick Foden for the squad for this international break?
I wouldn't listen to a single word Tommy Turtle has to say. Not the slightest bit interested in.
See, I don't really follow the international scene. I certainly don't follow England. Is these games that need to be won by England, or have you already qualified?
One's a friendly against Wales, and I think one's a qualification game against, is it Liechtenstein? Right, and I think if we win that game, we're through.
You don't need Foden, so.
No, but it's just interesting that he hasn't picked Bellingham either. Bellingham's not in the squad as well.
I watched the Sunday supplement this morning, and he's not.
So did I. There's bigger issues there, isn't there?
Yeah, he's the out of all the. When Waistcoat was there, and they were saying all the players had to meet the media and tell their story and share their story and make it like a club mentality. Yeah. Out of all the squad, he was the only one who refused.
He never did. Yeah, and I agree. I think there's more to this than just that he hasn't picked him.
And it wouldn't surprise me if Bellingham releases a statement saying he's not going to play for England again under Tuchel.
Possibly. I'm kind of surprised. I'm kind of surprised Grealish didn't get called up.
Yeah, he only picks people in form, doesn't he? Like Henderson. And who's that other cabbage? Lewis Kelly, whatever.
Did they get picked?
Okay.
There's another player that got picked. He's playing abroad at the minute. What's his name?
Surprised Eric Dyer didn't come back in.
He used to play for Chelsea. Double barrel surname.
Oh,
What bitter?
He used to play for Chelsea and he's been called up for England. Oh, there we go. Thanks, DJ. Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah.
He's been.
But he's not a bad player.
He's played one game this season. That's all he's played, and yet he gets picked in the squad. So
you only have to go through that. Morgan Gibbs-White. Would you say he's in form, Morgan Gibbs-White? He was a lot better last year.
I kind of feel a little bit sorry for him at the minute, and I'll tell you for why. I think that the whole transfer thing that happened at the start of the window with Tottenham, I think he's been punished by Notts Forest for even threatening to go, because he hasn't started. I don't think he started that many games, if any at all, so far this season. He's been on the bench for quite a lot of them. So I think
you feel sorry for Emery, you do.
Well, not sorry for him, but I think the mental case of a chairman that they've got is.
You forget what that little bollocks did?
Morgan Gibbs-White.
Yeah. Have to think about the Philemon injury today.
Oh, he got Rodri sent off. No, I don't forgive him. So, but at the same time...
You know where sympathy is in the dictionary?
Very small violin.
In between shit and syphilis.
But you've got to say, he's a decent player for Nottingham Forest. Like him or not, he's a decent player for them. And you have to feel a little bit sorry for him for the way he's being treated. For the way he's been... Okay, all right.
not when he did that to Rodri, not a hope. And there's the other thing too, when we're talking about other players. That Arsenal guy, Gabriel, is it, who grabbed your man by the throat and didn't get sent off for it, or didn't get booked, and VAR didn't look at it. I remember a Man City player did that and got sent off.
But it's always the same, Paddy. It's always the same. You can't, at this moment in time, you can't win with VAR. You know, there's some shocking decisions with VAR this season. We've seen them. And I don't believe there is a level playing field with it.
No, there is not. It's just totally biased. It's totally biased.
You know, last week there was 7 or 8 minutes added on in the Crystal Palace game against Liverpool. And that was only added on in the main. Yeah, it went against them for the first time.
There was 13 minutes today in the Everton match. And I watched the match and I thought, where are they getting 13 minutes out of? And that was 13 minutes of the second half of 45 minutes. There wasn't that amount of stoppages.
No, but it just shows you. Here you go. Bella's got it right here again. VAR won United the game yesterday.
Yeah. Always do.
Because I think
always do.
I haven't seen any highlights of the game, so I don't know. But from what I understand, Sunderland could have possibly had a penalty. Is that right? And the referee overturned it.
If you watched the City v Monaco game, Anne-Marie, which you know you did, you've seen the Sunderland United penalty.
It's a very difficult one, in all honesty.
Well, funnily enough, it went for them and against us.
Well, Stan, in all fairness, Gonzalez booted your man into the face. I don't care if he dropped his head down, they had the ball. his foot was over 5 foot in the air, and he booted him into the face.
If it was the other way around, we'd be screaming for it.
Yeah,
his foot was nowhere near his face.
I know the Champions League. The boot hit him in the face.
His shin did.
His shin.
What are you talking about? The Nico Gonzalez or the Sunderland?
Yeah. Nico Gonzalez. It was his shin hit Dyer in the face.
Hang on, 1 minute. I'm just going to have to go. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay.
I'll be...
No, his boot, Anne-Marie. Look it back. I'll get a photograph of it and I'll send it to you.
No, it's all right, because the photo that I saw that was on bar showed it looked like his shin hitting his face. So I was only going off that.
He hit him here on his boot. No, he put his head down. They boot the ball, but Nico's foot was too high. And then the level of, like, you could be 2 feet away from the ball and somebody kick the ball at you in a Champions League match and hit your hand as a penalty. Like the Champions League it's almost non-contact. Where what you get, even Arnie Snott referred to it there, when Liverpool lost, we would have had a penalty if it had been the Champions League. Well, you're not playing the Champions League, moron. That's 3 losses now in a week.
3 losses in a week. Do we think it is a transitional season for them? Or do we think that they got a little carried away with themselves, threw a load of money at the team and didn't really think it through?
They've added what? A midfielder and they've added a striker.
And defender.
Who's a defender? Oh, the Frimpong.
Yeah, and they added 2 strikers, didn't they? Because they added Ekatike and Isaac. Or Isaac.
Well, that's a bit of a stretch to say they're going through a transition, Nick. That's stretching it a bit.
Yeah. But that's the line the media are using again, isn't it?
But okay, I'm only going to use my team as an example. The whole spine of my team has been ripped out. All my senior pros are gone. Greedies, Walker, Kevin De Bruyne, Eddie. They're all gone. And they've been replaced by kids. And at times, we looked at a little bit fragile, but that's just down to youth and inexperience. Going forward, it's very good in the eye, and it's only going to get better. But once we get that bit of solidity at the back, and don't forget we'll have Antononi back now after the internationals.
And it was good to see Turkey back on the bench today.
Turkey was back, even though Holland called him a fat French. But so like you're going to have Husnov at right back. You're going to have Antonori, who's a natural left back. Guardiola and Diaz. That's a hell of a back line.
It certainly is.
That's a hell of a back line. And then the midfield is an absolute minefield. And then Holland picks himself.
Yeah.
So, but we're not as solid as we once were, but that's down to youth and inexperience. That won't always be the case. That's why I'm saying Holland and Foden have really become senior pros. Like you've seen Holland after that Monaco game, he was spitting fire. Like there's not many players would get away with what he said after that match.
No.
But he did it, and it's passion. He cares, and that's what I want to see as a fan. You know. So,
no, and you're right. I think that's what most of us like to see in our players is the passion and the disappointment when it doesn't go right.
Like have you listened to any of them ex-pros who have won a lot? Neville, Keane. The dressing room takes care of itself. There's no need for a manager.
No.
They dig each other out. And then I read online of last week, was it? When they were going through a bad patch there a while back, Walker was captain, and he took Walker, Silva, De Bruyne, and Rodri into Pep's office and told Pep they train them harder, they press harder, they really get on top of them and push it on. That was the players did that. They went to the managers, says punish us more, train us harder, make us do more. That's how a good dressing room take care of itself. So I have no problem Holland doing what he did, as long as he does it inside the confines of that circular dressing room where there's no hiding spot.
Well, I think that's just the way our team work, though. I think that's always been the case. Particularly when you watch a lot of these documentaries that have been done on City, and you see the dressing room after a game, and you hear the way they talk and different things. I think
just going back to Mo's question there, what's my view of Reinders? I think he's a bit of an unsung hero. I think he does a hell of a lot of work that goes unrecognised. Yes, he had an absolute brilliant game at Wolves, and we all thought he could be an ex-superstar. But if you watch him, he covers a lot of grass. He does a lot of dirty stuff. He's an expert dribbler when he wants to be. I just think after Christmas, he's going to be on fire. And again, I'm going to go back to why there's a reason why Pep keeps playing him.
Yeah.
Definitely play. It's all the flair players, Amory. They get all the praise and stuff like that, and you never really see what the worker bees do to keep it moving. Reinders is always available on the pitch to receive a ball. Have you noticed? He's like Rodri. He makes the game look easy.
Yes, he does, and he's got the ability, which is very evident. I thought he looked better today than he's looked in a few weeks, and like you say, give us a bit more time with him, and I think he'll be right up to our speed. I think he was a great buy for us, if I'm honest, and hopefully, we get all these players that are going off on international duty come back to us in one piece.
Well, at least Foden will be gone fishing.
Well, that's it, and Rodri won't be up to much. I think Bob and Erling have got a couple of big games for qualification, and I'm not sure about who anyone else has got. So it's going to be an interesting week. Just hoping everyone comes back fit, and then, well, it's more or less 2 weeks, isn't it? Because we don't have a game now until the 18th.
18th. I'm over.
Oh yeah, where are you sitting that time?
Jesus, where am I sitting that time? I'm over for the Bournemouth match as well, the week after, or the 2 weeks after that. I'm over for the next two home matches.
Very good.
I would have come over for the Dortmund match, but I can't get flights. I'm in, for the Everton match, I'm in block 21, and then for the Bournemouth match, I'm up beside you in block 328.
All right, okay.
Well, I think the block 21 is the standing area, is it? The safe standing area?
It could well be. I haven't got a clue all these new blocks of how they've worked it.
Yeah.
I have to say I was a little bit disappointed there was no heated seat last week at the Burnley game. I I wasn't greeted with champagne. I'm so disappointed.
I
What
had a
am I
beautiful
do
seat. I had a beautiful seat against Burnley.
at home?
Yeah,
Oh no, you were at the game.
yeah. I put a photograph up in the book or in the group. The big
Oh, it was
padded
look at
seat.
padded seat. Yeah, where were you sitting?
Oh Jesus!
Joe's.
121
Oh.
in the posh section.
And I thought I was sat in the posh section, but
No,
no.
you weren't sitting in them seats. Jesus Christ! They were unreal. I've gone from that to the standing section. Right, the next time I'm over.
Well, you'll probably fit in well there, won't you?
Yeah, God help the person standing behind me.
Yes, indeed.
They're not going to get much of a view.
Now, for anybody who doesn't know, Paddy is a giant. He really is. How tall are you, Paddy?
I'm not that big. I'm 6'3".
Yeah, just 6'3". I look minute beside him at 5'7".
Yeah, but if you look at all them players,
Yeah, they're all good tall lads as well now.
like Nico Riley's over 6 foot, goalkeeper, the Dun Runner is 6'5", Trafford is 6'6". The Guardiola 6'1", is he?
Yeah.
They're a big, half that team are over 6 foot.
They are. It's a big difference because we used to have quite a small defence, really. But no, it's a good change.
Big physical team.
This is it. So, has anybody got any other things they'd like to talk about? Or anything they want to discuss? Now, I'm sure we will be back on next Sunday. Obviously, there's no game to talk about, but we will find something to discuss, I'm sure, won't we, Paddy?
Find something to moan about, yeah.
Well, we usually do. I've got a list here. Yeah, and we made no predictions for the Brentford game. Never mind. But thanks, everyone.
I take a 1-0 from now to the end of the season.
Well, I would always take a 1-0 as long as it's for City. But I don't think that's not really in our nature. I know it's what the score was today, but I think we're better than that.
We're greedy.
We are greedy, and
realistically, I'm really seriously now, right? Both of us now are supporting City a long time. Present day, we're spoiled brats.
Of course we are.
You know, and it's
100%.
like, it's like Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, whatever you call it. I want 5-0.
No, it's not even 5-0, Paddy. I'll tell you, I always wanted to see us win a trophy. That was as a kid growing up watching us. That was always my dream, to see us win a trophy. So when I saw us win the FA Cup against Stoke, that was like the best day ever. Until 12 months later, and we go and win the league in Fergie time.
Talking about Stoke, where has this long ball come back into the game? Everybody's doing it now. Did they get a memo? Everybody start using a long ball?
No, I think, Paddy, I think a lot of teams adjust their play depending on how we're playing. And I think the fact that we've gone...
Not every team in the Premiership are doing it.
Yes, I know they are, but I think because we've now gone long, which we didn't necessarily do that often, I think teams have changed, because if you look, how many teams are playing out from the back this season?
Very few.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the key things.
Here's the thing for you. I seen it online today, and I actually checked it. If we beat Everton and we beat Bournemouth, we'll be top of the league.
What about?
We played before Arsenal and Liverpool did.
Well, let's not get carried away, Paddy. Let's just,
But I want to be top of the league, Anne-Marie.
I'd like to be top of the league, but let's just, live in the moment, enjoy each day as it comes. But if I had my biggest dream of all, it would be for City to win the league and United to get relegated on the same day.
Well, that'd be a shared orgasm.
Yeah, that'd definitely be a jelly and ice cream day, wouldn't it?
I can actually break out and drink. That would test my sobriety.
Blue Heart, it's good to see you. Don't worry about being late. It's hard to get on this for 7 o'clock after a 4:30 kickoff. I know myself. But you can always watch us on catch up. For the entertainment for free. Yes. But you've just caught us, Blue Heart, because I think we were just about to do one. Yeah, but all being well, like I say, we'll be back next week. With a bit of luck, Andy might join us if he's in any fit state. I know he's had a few days in Benidorm this week. I thought he was back yesterday. I could have been wrong. But who knows? You got us anyway. So all being well, we will see you next week. And thanks as always for your comments and the chat. You make it easy to do this and make it more entertaining. And thanks, Paddy, and thanks, Stan. If he does come back, we won't be here. No, Kathy, Andy is very rarely at home. And if he is at home at a weekend, he's very possibly he's very possibly hungover from the whole weekend. But who are we to say? Yeah, so take care, everyone. Have a great week, and all being well, we will see you next week. Thanks, Paddy. And
bye, folks.
We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.